Why, hello. Well, welcome back to what is this? Already lost track. Number two of my sorority. What am I talking about? My sober video chat. Pretty much, if you guys heard my last one, I just kind of ranted about nothing, which is pretty much what I'm good at, ranting about nothing and forget what I'm talking about during the rant. So I was gonna kind of pick up on it. The other one was getting kind of long. 20 minutes seemed kind of long, so I want to carry it on. Granted, it was kind of entertaining, actually. I kind of went back and listened to it a few times, just kind of seeing what I was saying, what I was thinking, and I was like, this guy's pretty damn smart. That's what I tell myself. So, so I thought I'd kind of pick up where I was at before, and just kind of go back to. I think when I was listening to it, I had to listen to it again before I did this. But it all started off with like food stamps and that guy jumping out of his truck with a handicap parking spot looked normal as hot fine, and me walking out of a food stamp government funding shit store, whatever you want to call that damn thing. And I kind of want to get back on that, because I was listening to it. I kind of bleared off of it real quick. Didn't really say why I walked out of the place or anything like that. So I kind of want to get back there. So kind of backtracking. So I was and it was So I'm in Bremerton. I'm doing the whole food stamp thing, filling out the application. Like I was saying, lady said I missed a few things, so sat back down, filled it out, and I'm sitting there looking around. And the reason I walked out, I was just like, these people they need this shit. Not deserve, because nobody deserves food stamps or welfare. That's just an entitlement that shouldn't be there. Because it's the get me up, it's not a paycheck. But it was pretty much, these guys need this, I don't need this. And I'm sitting here thinking in my head, there's limited money in the world. So I was like, I'm doing all right with ramen. I'll just work a few extra days at Labor Ready. Because you make like, what, $50 a day? Not too shabby. And my GI Bill was pretty much, see, this is where I screwed up. I just had a lot of debt, so my GI Bill was paying for my school because I had to pay in cash. And at the same time, I was paying off like car payments and shit. It was ridiculous, And I think back now, and I really wish I would have done something different, like, pulled out a student loan and used that money for my GI Bill to kind of invest. But, at the same token, I didn't really know how to invest or what to do. Kind of like what I'm doing now. I didn't know what I know now. Wouldn't it be awesome to go back to like 8? Go back to 8 years old, but know what you know at the age of like 20 or 30? That'd be ridiculous. Superman, you got shit on you. That was a good movie too. I think I just saw that a couple of years ago. I went to that sneak preview. Not too shabby. But yeah, that's kind of why I walked out. I didn't feel like I needed it that bad that I had to resort to that. Because I think being on food stamps or welfare or some kind of government program is really the bottom of the barrel. And I blame my mom for this because she never went on to these programs. She's raising me and my sister, working like 50, 60, 70 hours a week. No, I am not exaggerating. She worked way too many hours to take care of us. And my ignorant ass always trying to get Tommy Hilfiger, which was the cool thing back in the day. That was, I guess, what you'd call Gucci now. It was just the cool thing back then. When Calvin Klein wasn't sold in Ross, it was actually sold in respected stores. Stuff like that. And then my sister is turning like 14, 15. Teenage girls are. They're just gold diggers. Naturally, not their fault. It's just natural. So, I kind of learned from her, and she wouldn't do it, She wouldn't do it. But at the same note, she was kind of declined for a lot of it too. But, she kept her head up and went harder. She worked stronger, which is respect for me, And I think that's where my mentality is now. When I see somebody just sits around jumping out of their car with their handicap parking spot that they don't really need, or, sliding their, what do you call those, EBTs, like food stamp card, to buy a Rockstar, like shit like that pisses me off. It really does. But at the same time, I laugh. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, what is wrong with this country when that is considered normal? Like, I remember when the food stamps were like paper. You guys remember that when they were like actual dollar bills? Like, it was like Monopoly money, but it was actual tender for food stamps. And it was regulated. I remember a few of my friends' families was on this, and it was regulated. You could only use it to buy like milk. It was like WIC, I think it was called, where you you can only buy milk with it. You know, it was like you can only buy certain foods. You couldn't go there and buy like 10 Snickers bars and a Rockstar. They wouldn't take it. They wouldn't do it. Now it's shit. You can buy anything. You can go to like a Papa John's, I think it's called, or that pizza spot where you don't have to cook the pizza. They don't cook the pizza for you. Go in there and buy food stamps. It's like, you know what I mean? Like I'd love to come home and have a fucking pizza when I was going to college, but I couldn't. You know, had to go home and eat ramen. And I used to think about ramen. I learned this trick. If you eat it dry, it fills you up quicker, or at least longer. I don't know. But in the same note, it's disgusting too. You know? Man, I was like a homeless person. But I mean, I still had my looks. Oh yeah. And I had a nice car. I had a little Integra 2000 GSR, like a little race car. It was a nice fucking car. But yeah, that was it blows my mind that people like maybe not people. And this is back to the lower middle class because I see people that have food stamps, like they're walking out of a Safeway using their food stamp card above a bunch of crap, jumping into their car that's in a handicap spot. You know what they're taking off in? Fucking brand new 2013 or 12 Mercedes Benz. And I was just, well, I guess back in the day it was like 2008 or something. It's just like, wow, I'm busting my ass. I'm working 2-3 jobs. I'm going to school. And this fucking retard don't want to do shit. Has like 8 kids. Is fat as hell because of food stamps. Get the parking pass. And now we're getting welfare or something to buy a fucking car? Like, what's going on? And I think what finally set me off on, this is why I now, back to the word troll people in this shit. It was 2010 or 11, I think, Las Vegas, MGM, like all the casinos had to do, they did this like revenue report. It was public too. You can go Google it, you'll find it. Where the money was coming from. Was it coming in as cash? Were people just bringing actual cash to the gamble? Were they using their MasterCards, their American Express? 23% of the money that was considered revenue for the MGM and a few other ones, this pisses me off thinking about it, came from SNAP cards, which is equivalent to a food stamp card, but it's a cash card. So it's government taxes that, you, me, whoever's listening to this pay. So we're sitting there paying for somebody's gambling and drinking habits. Isn't that ridiculous? And it blows my mind when I read these blogs. Every time, like, I go to Yahoo blogs a lot because they're fun to read the comments. I'm not going to lie. I maybe read one article every fucking year. The rest of it's just like I read the title, I skim it, and I go to the comments and see how dumb people are today. And it blows my mind when I get to these, like, rich articles about the billionaires or some shit. And every one of them, like, they need to give more. They need to give more. Or what was it a couple of days ago I saw? Puff Daddy was starting this new business opportunity that'll make him a billionaire. All the comments were like, if I was that rich, I'd give half. He should give more. He should do for more charity. And it just blows my mind. And most of the people that are writing these comments, they're probably sitting there eating the candy bar they bought with a food stamp card. And I'm not trying to prejudge because I sound like them, but it's fucking true. They say I forget what it was, like 7 out of every 10 Americans. And I gotta find this quote. I found this a long time ago in college. This was back in like 2005 or 6. 7 out of 10, give or take, people in America, lower middle class that make under $100,000 a year, are on some kind of government funding. Welfare, food stamps, SSI, list goes on. Isn't that ridiculous? Like, where in the fuck is the motivation anymore to work? It's like there's 2 routes you can go in life now. I can create this crazy idea and just become ridiculously rich. Like Mark Weinberg, is that how you say it? Yeah, Bill Gates, all these guys, Google owners, they made this crazy idea. And you can hate Facebook all you want, you can hate Microsoft. People hate them, but they have no backbone to say why. But regardless, they did something that became, extremely rich. Or the second route is just to kind of sit around, do nothing, rack up some student loan bills, never graduate, drop out, work a shit job, then quit. Get on unemployment. Keep filing federal renewals. Get on welfare. Have a kid every 3 years, And I'm not saying this just to rant on about nothing. It's true. It's very true. I remember when I was going to college, I was working at Burger King as a manager in Tacoma. And there was these 2 guys that they would joke about it. Like, yeah, man, you just have a kid every 3 years. They renew your fucking welfare. And then they usually add like an extra 5 to 7 grand to a year, and then your tax return you get about an extra 2 back. They had this shit pinned down to a T on how to screw people, how to screw the government. And it's just, it blows my mind when I read these blogs, and everyone's like, they need to give more. And it's just like, I can see why a lot of the rich are leaving this country. Like one of the guys from Facebook, one of the co-starters of it, out of the four, gave up his citizenship with Australia during an interview. They asked him why he did it, and he just pretty much said, "I'm sick of these fucking taxes and what they're going towards," and I don't blame him. It's insane that, you know, I mean, granted, rich people they cheat here. They avoid tax. They write things off. They completely avoid tax. I mean, you hear about Wesley Snipes and all them going to jail for it. I mean, they do their time, and they end up paying at the end of the day. They really do. But I mean, on top of that, though, let's look at hypothetically. Let's just pull somebody out the hat here, like Bill Gates. Guy's a billionaire, right? This guy donates millions to his AIDS and Cancer Foundation. This guy pays a shit ton in taxes. I'm say what you want. He pays a shit ton. Being a corporation, he can write off in Washington, where the company's based. He can write off between 9 to 13% off. That's his actual tax pay, and then he writes off like a portion of that. So let's say hypothetically he makes $1 billion and he pays $100 million in taxes. He's only getting back like maybe $20 million. There's still $80 million sitting in the system. So it's insane when people are like, they should pay more, It's like, fuck. That's just one person. What about these other gas companies and shit? I mean, granted, there was one that cheated the system, but at the same note, when I saw that, I was like, wow, they literally stole like $2 billion from the tax because they never paid it. But honestly, after the write-offs, they probably only missed like 1.4 billion. But the point being, they created jobs. They paid for healthcare. They paid all that shit for the employees. They gave people jobs. And these same people want to like sue them and run them out and want their money. It's like, shut up. It's like, seriously, shut up. It's just, now I'm ranting in a circle. But I mean, in general, I don't have respect for people like that just sit around being hypocrites. I'm just gonna live off this, and I'm gonna have someone else take care of me in life. I'm gonna find a way to scam it, and then I'm gonna go out and talk shit about these people that actually put an effort in their life, and make fun of them or insult them behind the keyboard. It's like, Jesus, I've heard some shit people said to me before on these blogs, and it's always the same response for me. I say, come to Oahu. I'll buy a ticket. I'll buy you the ticket. Come tell me why you think I'm a over-rich piece of shit, American piece of crap that needs to go back to my country kind of attitude. And I hear that. It's like, Jesus Christ. So people say some mean shit over the internet. It's funny. I think Bill Burr said this one time. Everyone's got a warrior keyboard. And it's true. It's like so many fucking... And it's funny. A lot of these people, they'll start talking like, oh, I own this and that. And it's like, no, you don't, dude. If you were so fucking rich, you wouldn't be on this blog bragging about it. You know who does that? 8-year-olds in middle school, and they're talking about what Nintendo game they got. They're like, oh, I got them all. That's what we do. We're compulsive liars when we're 8 and 10. Don't bring it out to 30. Come on, man. But online people, man, they're all just idiots. I'd love them, like, put them all in a room. We can all just meet. I'd love to fuck with them. I mean, because what do they do all day? They sit there and correct grammar. Like, honestly, the word you can go fucking turn that shit sideways and shove it somewhere. I don't care about an apostrophe, bro. I got paid a ton based off math. I'm extremely smart with math, and I'm creative. And I found ways to do things. Legally. I'm not sitting here fucking pulling welfare to fucking pay my mortgage. Come on now. But it's just like, and it's being such a diverse country, too. Like, English, yes, it's the dominant, for say, it was. I don't really think it is anymore. I mean, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese. Hell, where I live, it's pretty much Japanese and Samoan. I mean, everyone's speaking English to an extent here, but not everybody's, there's not really anyone who's perfected out here, Even the schools, like high schools, they teach like second languages is mandatory. Not Spanish, I know the mainland, they do Spanish and shit. I know Oregon, Washington, it's like required now. But, yeah, it's such a diverse... And English is so fucking broken. It is ridiculous. English was never built on a stone plate, for say. Like, Japanese was or Hebrew was, you know. It was yanked. It was like stones were pulled together and just thrown in this pot and kicked and made a boulder out of it. You just kick the bitch down the hill and hope for the best. It's really all it is, you know. It's just crazy to sit there. What was it like 3 years ago? I remember people always go, "Ain't's not a word. Ain't a word." Guess what's in the dictionary right now? The word ain't. So it's just, I don't know. I think it's funny when people will come after me and I'll correct them. I'll cut and paste quotes from actual federal websites saying, "Well, this is the numbers, yada yada yada," and they come back and say it's your with an apostrophe, dude. What are you, 5? Are you stupid? It's like, that's your comeback, dude. You didn't even read what I said. You don't have nothing to say, nothing to criticize to say about it. You just want to tell me I spelled your wrong. So this is funny. Like, I feel bad for those people because they're gonna live and die one life, and it's sad. It's pathetic. And in their own minds, they think they're something. So I guess that's what matters. Is they think they're important to themselves. I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with society and like I said, the lower middle class. It's like hard work is no longer. It's like my parents grew up. It was all about working hard. I mean, you worked hard for the same company for 20, 30 years, retired, you're done. This past generation, I guess mine, yours, I guess if you're in their 20s, 30s, it's about working smarter, not so much harder. So, you know, you don't go work at like a mill factory for fucking 30 years no more. Now it's, you go work at an IT spot and you create software and you make creative new ideas and you go, you know, and you create a retirement. If you don't, you're pretty much fucked. And now it's like the new trend is fuck work. Drop out of school, have a couple kids. Hell, maybe I'll be teen mom and get on a TV show, become a millionaire and go. You know, there's only been a few people that have done that. I think that are successful. Like, was it Kim Kardashian? That girl blows my mind. She got famous by a sex tape, I think. Yeah, by the Ray J guy. And people don't understand. She's worth $1 billion because of her marketing, of her products she sold, of her ideas, of her, you know, it had nothing to do with the sex tape. The sex tape opened the door, but she lit a fire under the marketing world's ass. That TV show, oh, what was it? I think it was like last year. I remember looking into this. Like her TV show only made her like 10% of her total income. Her total net income, 10% of it was only from that reality show that everyone, it's the only thing people can think of when they think of her is that reality show. The other 90% has been marketing for products. Like, a lot of the products aren't even hers. She just does marketing. She's fucking amazingly smart. And I respect that. It's funny. Some people don't understand that about her. Or I mean, there's a few. And then you got, like, what's his name? Justin Bieber. That guy, I love reading those blogs. People go off on him. It's like 9 out of 10 people that insult this kid don't even know who he is. You know what I mean? But that guy's like, what, 19, 20, and he's fucking worth like 30, 40 million. That kid has the best life, you know what I mean, to an extent. You know, he worked hard. He got noticed by that Usher guy, singer. And his dream came true. And all you see is these people attacking him. It's like, when did America change from being a positive, motivated country to let's attack everybody that's successful? It's just like, I think that's what's going on these days is greed is becoming an issue in society where it's about attacking everybody. It's not about working hard anymore. It's about just attacking everybody and suing everybody. And just being lazy, ungrateful. I think in general, Americans in general are just lazy and ungrateful. Don't call me anti-American. That's not where I'm coming from this. I'm saying times have changed. It's not the kids' fault. It's not the parents' fault. It's society's fault. You know, it's normal now for parents to sit on World of Warcraft and Call of Duty for 30 hours a day and ignore their kids. It's normal for a kid to go shoot up a school. You know, this shit's normal now. Jesus. I remember when I grew up, I was going to Marshall High School in Portland for a year before we transferred. And there was a school shooting. I think it was one of the first in the country, too. It was the second in the country that made news, per se. And it was a huge epidemic. Huge. Now it's normal. Yeah, there's a shooting at here. Yeah, cool. Whatever. 2 days later, there's another one. Yeah, whatever. So it's insane how society's been ran through. But I ran this on too long once again. Apologize for the inconvenience. Let me transfer you to somebody that gives a shit. Not me. So anyways, that's pretty much it for my venting of 2. My next one, I think I'm going to carry on with the lazy and ungrateful. I like that. Like, because that angers me. You know, Why are so many people, Americans, people in general, fuck America in that respect? You know, it's not America, it's Canada, it's China, it's all these countries ungrateful for life. Well, no, I take it back. I think the majority of it is America. You know, being in the military, I travel a lot, and only in America do I see so much ungratefulness. Or finger pointing and blaming and stealing. So anyways, I'm gonna cut this short. When we come back this next little vlog, we'll call it, I don't know. We'll kind of cover that. Anyways, just leave comments below. Let me know what you think. You know, I'm down for a suggestion. If you have a different opinion on something, let me know. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know everything. I'm just going off what I lived. I've lived a pretty extravagant life. I went from completely poor, damn near homeless, to successful. So I've lived it all, and I'm still kind of in the middle. So I don't like to think I'm some superpower, you know. So let me know below. And until then, guys, talk to you then.